Hey guys, what's up? Back here with another video. I'll be drawing akuma today, and this video will be focused on planning out a figure and drawing some kind of a dynamic pose and the thought process behind it and all that stuff. So I started off by preparing the paper because I don't know if I want to paint this or not, because I was just sketching before here. It's like some warm-ups, and I'll see what happens with this one and whether I want to finish it or not. So right now I'm just going to focus on the planning and just the basic sketch. So I want to think of a move to draw, and what I'm kind of imagining right now is Akuma preparing some kind of a punch, right? And for that, I don't want to draw the punch extended yet. So not the end of the punch, so not the end of the move or the beginning of the move. So I want to think of the move as like the movement is in the process of happening. So yeah, we'll just get started. So I'll make him go this way. So it's like those karate punches. So I'm thinking of him getting ready with this hand, and then just having that hand, the other hand here, charged up, and it's about to extend out. So it's kind of like folded there, and the bicep is it's like loosening up. So I wouldn't have it flexed all the way. Maybe just have it flexed just for the, you know, just for how cool it might look. But yeah, so I'll start off by having this shoulder here in the front. So I'll draw. I just got the head there and the hands there, just to like feel where they will be, so I could position the chest somewhere. And then when I draw the chest or the torso, it's the better word to use, then that will be like where the body will be like that's the anchor from which the drawing will begin. So I'll draw the torso here. You know, the torso is kind of like you're drawing this shape here. It's not like a full circle because the rib cage here, you're kind of thinking about it. And so this hip is in the front, this hip in the back. And so what happens is when they throw those punches in karate, they bring this leg to the front, and so it turns the hip, and so the shoulders and the rest of the body follows, and boom, it's like you could kind of imagine. I got this clamp over here that I used to use for my, like when I have a board here that I want to clamp down to the desk. But imagine here, those are the hips, right? And when the hips turn, boom, you see how that's the arm. We'll just imagine this being the shoulder here. So the hips turn the spine, and then boom, that moves. So that's where the power is generated, right? So you're kind of imagining that movement, like he'll just turn and boom, just hit whatever the target is there, right? And so you're kind of imagining these movements when you're trying to draw something, because you want to imagine like what you want to put emphasis on and all that type of stuff. And maybe, who knows, in a different angle, the picture might look better. So I'm kind of trying to imagine. I think this angle is all right. So I want to put the hand up here. Maybe the guy is like in the air and he's trying to like do some kind of a punch upwards, right? And so right now I'm just trying to like carve out the shapes, right? Carve out this figure. I'll have the chest fully like what's it called, stretched here, because the arm is out. And those abs are kind of turning. And then over here, we'll have the leg. Here you'll have the other chest muscle. And maybe I could fix the head a bit, have it tilting to the side, chin tucked in, because when somebody's fighting, if they got the neck all exposed, it just looks funny and weird, and it feels like if your head is out of balance, it's just defensively it's bad, but at the same time when you're drawing it, it makes the figure look like it's off, because it feels like the head is a very heavy part of your anatomy. And so, you know, when it's off balance, it just, you could kind of feel it. And you know what? We'll have the bicep flexed because he's kind of like maintaining this hand into a hook position. And just draw the fist over here. So the fist will be big, and then you'll have the tricep behind it. And then, I don't know, I'm not liking the pose so much, but let me just erase it and see what kind of edits I'll do. But right now we have something, and we'll work with that something and see what happens. We could edit on top of it and all that, you know. Right now I want to close up, right? So you see how I'm angling it more. And maybe the hand will be like that. Foreshortening, right? You see that forearm right here. We'll have the elbow down here. Have that chest over there. Have that leg coming forward. And you see how starting from that other figure, we could end up at one that's really different. Have the shoulder up here. Chest going down there. Rib cage, serratus muscles. Back muscle here to lats. And we'll have this leg over there. We could draw the Street Fighter 6 Akuma design. The one with the big mane. So he's kind of got like the old hairstyle where it's like that bun, right? But then he also has this crazy mane. Right? So when I draw these types of figures, right? And I have a figure like this, you saw how in the beginning I kind of drew the kind of figure that I wanted. And then I just adjusted in space with my imagination. So it's the same exact figure, the one we drew before, but now we're just seeing it from a different angle. You always kind of have to know the figure you're drawing first, and then you could kind of like warp it and twist it around until you have something that you want in the end. So I'm pretty happy with this one. Now I'll just draw the face. So I got to make sure the face fits the perspective, right? So right here we kind of imagine the hips are leaning forward, and we're kind of seeing him from we could still here see the upper body, right? And it's kind of tilting this way. So I didn't plan the perspective before doing this. I kind of just did it instinctively. But I would imagine a horizon line would exist like somewhere around probably there, right? Because here, if he was fully standing up straight, we would probably just see a little bit of the top of the upper body. Because you know how when you have a horizon line, say here, everything we're going to see the top of, right? That's over here, right? But then stuff that's up here, if you got like a 3D figure, we're going to see the bottom of it, right? Anything on the horizon line, we're not going to see the top or the bottom. You know what I mean? But we'll see the sides, depending on where it is. So right now, we'll just draw that face in here, and we'll kind of have him, I want to have him looking up. And Akuma has this very like dense brow ridge. And like these triangular like eyebrows. Now we got that necklace, the one with the really big beads. And I know I forgot if in the game he had like some kind of a cloth underneath it. It was kind of like a leather type of, you know, the type of like leather with the fur on top of it. And then instead of like the regular gi that he has, the blue one, he has like this piece of it's like a gi that had like fur on the inside, and then it's just inverted. I remember. So we kind of have this piece of cloth here, and I'll have it opening up because he's moving forward, and then we'll have the belt kind of moving with air. And then he had like the torn up gi pants, right? I want to include the knee because when you draw the knee, it just gives a lot of emphasis on the tension and the muscles because there's a lot of muscles around the knee. Alright, so we'll just put the knee here like that. Have the other, it's kind of like hiding behind the other leg because I don't want to draw it fully. And then right now I'll just fix up those arms, and the figure should be finalized. Like it should be kind of clear what we're going for. Let me erase this because it makes the, like if I'm planning whatever composition or trying to go for a design, any useless shapes around are going to distract me. I want to increase the mane, makes it look cooler, makes it look like fire, you know, because the guy's angry. So you want to like keep that in mind when you're drawing characters. You want to keep in mind what kind of personality they have and stuff like that, and what kind of design and shape will make the character look cooler. And I remember he had like these Muay Thai ropes on his hands. So I'm just drawing the knuckles, and knuckles kind of just like if you're imagining a punch and the punch is going like that, right? You see how the knuckles kind of just turn, like they're not claws, but you know, knuckles kind of just protrude and they go to the direction you want to hit. So if you're punching up, they're kind of gonna focus up, right? And then you got the thumb has to grip really hard on that finger here, and this finger here in the front, it always protrudes out before the knuckle like that, like before the other ones. It just looks different than the other ones. So you kind of have to keep that into consideration. And then you have this one here kind of goes behind it, and then the rest kind of just follow. I have the tricep behind that. I feel like I gotta fix that hand up. It was on the right path, but I feel like it still has to look a little different. I feel like this bicep is way too forward. So if the shoulder is back here, we have to draw the bicep over here. Has to be back a little bit more. And then we got to draw that arm in a different perspective, see? So it's going for, so imagine like the two forearm bones would be like something over here, right? And this arm will be turned this way. Yeah. And then I'll increase the size of the hand just to make it look like it's going forward, like the foreshortening. So I'll have that vein over here. There's that shoulder vein. Makes it look like the arm is very tense. I'm gonna change the face a little bit too. So I know I'm going through a lot of stuff at once here, but that's kind of just how the process is when I'm focused. I'm kind of looking at the whole piece at the same time while I'm drawing. It's because it's all connected, and so you can't focus on one part more than the other. Everything kind of has to work together. Trying to imagine the hand a little bit better. That looks terrible. Here with the other hand, I'm just going to have it slightly opened. So when I'm drawing the hand, I kind of always begin with the thumb and that finger, just knowing where they are, because I feel like it's kind of what they're the main fingers we use. These fingers we kind of just forget about when we use our hand, but they're always working in the background, right? And the pinky just be closing sometimes, even when you're reaching forward, it just closes. And so if he's kind of like sticking that hand out, you're not going to see the bottom of the pinky if you're looking at it from forward. I mean, here you kind of see it, but I'm kind of just emphasizing it. So it's what's it called? Kind of just go for exaggeration here. And that the thumb always points to the inside of the hand, so the thumb always points at the pinky, kind of. So we're gonna have that. Sometimes something might be anatomically wrong, so you kind of have to, restart the whole thing. So I'm just gonna redo this thumb, have it point at the pinky, kind of. If the pinky was pointing that way, the thumb would. Yeah, but it's probably still anatomically incorrect. So I'm just gonna find something that works. I don't know. So I'm drawing the thumb. The first bone just sticks out like that, and then I'll have this one just fold on it. So forward and then boom. Just gonna I feel like the positioning of the forearm is not that good right now. So that shoulder is here. You get the bicep and the top arm there, and then you get the hand over here. So then this hand goes over there. Yeah, so it was wrong before. Then you just put all these lines over here, because I forget the anatomy sometimes and it makes it look like I know what I'm doing. Alright. Let's have the thumb open this time and see how it looks. Nope. All right, time to edit. Because here he's not wearing much clothing. So we're gonna have to make sure the anatomy is 100%. I mean, not 100%, maybe like 70% correct. I don't know. It just has to look like it's accurate. That's it. Still feel like there's something off about this hand. And I think it's the fact that I drew those knuckles too far in. And then this part of the hand I shouldn't even be drawing at all. Like that, where the palm on over here, that part. The thumb kind of gets hidden because the hand is turning upwards, right? Because the forearm is pointing up. So therefore, you should actually see a little bit at the bottom of the hand, but let's see. It's the problem without drawing reference is that you really have to think about it, because it'll look funny if you don't. So I'm gonna do this hand again and see if I was right. Okay, so we got the elbow down here, right? Tricep kind of, you see it on the side, see the bottom of the forearm, and then you see the hand over here. Yup. See how that looks a bit different? Oh crap. Pencil fell down. Let me get another one. Okay. I feel like it still looks a little off, but it's all right. Okay, let's move on to the chest. rib cage over here, and we kind of have the abs just twist to this side because the hips are turning. We have the serratus attaching here, and they'll be stretched because this hand is about to pull backwards. And also the abs are moving this way, so just it works with the obliques kind of. I think the problem here is still the upper arm. I think the bicep have it there. Yep. And then forearm over here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. All right, let me zoom in on that face. All right. I want to make him look grumpier. So I want to hide the eyes underneath those brows. Make sure the nose points down. All right. It's looking a bit better. And we'll have some hair here too. Nice. All right, here we'll have like a really meaty knuckle here, you know? Just have it. Just, he's about to like grip somebody's head or something, so I could bash it with that hand. Have like angular muscles in that hand. Let me zoom out a little bit. Nah, that don't look good. Let me fix those knuckles here. So with knuckles here in the back, right? We have that hand going outwards like that. Have the hand here and the elbow will be there. Then we have that shoulder muscle up there, chest muscle attaches there, right? And then we have the upper arm here, and then we're gonna have the forearm hiding it like that. So here I'm gonna have top of the knuckle here, and we'll see the bottom nail like that, and then here we'll see the pinky folding. Nope, there's something weird about these fingers and I gotta fix it. See, sometimes in a position like this, you might have to use a reference. So it's kind of going like that, right? So those fingers go to the side, right? So I'm kind of imagining finger going to the side like that. And this one will also be going to the side. So it'll fold. Maybe this one will draw it also. You know what? I think we might have to redo this hand. I really like that thumb though. So I'm thinking of another way to have a hand opened. Think of like a position like that, where he's beginning to open the hand. He's about to go grab something, right? So it's opening. So it'll be like kind of like that. So I'm imagining this hand over here, and then hand caving in the middle. Trying very hard to imagine it. Imagine a finger here in the front. Nope, that looks terrible. Sometimes when you're drawing something, that's what happens. It's you're gonna have to try over and over until you get it. So plan it again. Maybe it has an issue to do with the upper arm, like on the other side. Elbow should be here, so the side of the hand should be there. Maybe the hand was too big before. Now we'll shrink it down a little bit. I'm going for something basic, seeing if it'll work. Yeah, there's something wrong with this arm here, and kind of planned it incorrectly. And it starts with the shoulder. And so I should have listened to my own advice in the beginning, where I said I should have solidified the torso to make sure it works well. So here we have the traps, and then it connects to the shoulders. Kind of have the lat over here, side of the arm. Trying to imagine him carrying his own arm up with that shoulder, right? You got the upper arm here, right? It's kind of reaching out, so the upper arm has to go this way. Elbow here, tricep there, right? And so this arm has to go up like that, and you have the forearm here. And then this hand like that. See, the hand was way too big before. Then that hand's pretty big too. So I have to make this hand a little bit bigger, just so it can match. I don't make it look like it's about to grab something. See what happens if I draw it without using a template for the hand first. So I'm trying to imagine how this finger here connects to the wrist. And I want it to be pointing down. We're going to be seeing the bottom of the hand because the horizon line is somewhere over here. So I'm trying to draw this without perspective in terms of planning the perspective, right? You kind of just have a feeling of where it is. I like this hand a bit more. So I'm just going to do some more adjusting. And I think it'll be all right. Now a finger like that has to be kind of going outward like that, kind of following the same trajectory as the other ones. And the pinky kind of just points down. We'll have palm of the hand like that. I like some veins here in the arm. Have this kind of elbow like that. And yeah, he's about to grab somebody with this hand. Looks a little bit better now. Increase the hair here. And now since we'll see a bead over here. No, wait, whoops. They have to be close together, so plan a little bit better. And we'll have that leather that's on top of over here. And then maybe some of it appears from his back. Add some like shredded pieces. And a belt. And then the part in the bottom here. I want to kind of expand the figure. Make him look more, intimidating is not the right word. He already looks intimidating. But I would say, what's the right word? When he's bigger on the paper, it looks more powerful. Like, it sounds kind of dumb, but yeah, the bigger you draw something, the more powerful it looks. I feel like I gotta fix those last two fingers here again. And it should be almost done. So the knuckle will be back here, connects to this big knuckle over here. The three segments of the finger, they kind of, it's symmetrical, so this part here is as big as this part here. Right? So when you draw on these two here, you gotta imagine that big finger behind it. The big segment, I mean, this one, the bottom third. Here you'll see the bottom third. Then you'll see that one. Trying to imagine that pose better, where you're just about to grab something, and I feel like it's more like that, so down, right? Trying to imagine that, like, just remember it, you know, because the more you do that type of exercise where you're just imagining and you remember stuff better, it helps you build that skill where you don't need reference, and when you do have reference, you're able to use it better because you could kind of see the reference better, because you could kind of move those parts in your head and you could understand them better and you have a better feeling for them, right? I feel like it's got to be closer. That looks terrible. Let me try again. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in on it. Just because it's really annoying me. So I'm trying to think. Alright, I kind of like this more. we'll leave it at that. I think the inside of the palm, I'm gonna fix that a bit. Just gonna increase the shadows under here. Shadows under that connection between the wrist and the forearm, because I'm imagining like he's kind of just twisting the arm that way. So I'm kind of trying to imagine how the pinky would kind of just, you know, like I'm imagining him kind of doing that, moving forward. And I feel like we would see the inside of the thumb, and I think that would sell the position, I mean the posture more. Yeah, I think it does. I'm gonna actually open it. I just like drawing like fingernails sometimes because they just they have more, they put more emphasis on the hand, I feel, and they help improve the perspective. Like if you're seeing the bottom here, this part here is like circular, so it's like you kind of like you see, and then here's this one's flatter because you can't really see the, what's it called? It's a cylinder, right? But it's kind of like that. You can't really see the bottom because of the perspective. But yeah, now let me get to this one here. So the side of that palm right here, I mean the upper side, and then you got boom. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. It's kind of ready to grab, and because like, you know, a lot of grapplers and fighters, they have like weird hands because they're always like gripping stuff, right? Punching stuff. And so it's like you got like these knuckles that are just beaten up, you know. All right, so that looks better. All right, now that looks better than before. Kind of just emphasize the direction of the pants, so when I start inking it or something, if I do, I kind of know what I'm doing. But yeah, so far this looks complete. Yeah, hope you liked the video, hope you learned something, and you know, leave a like, and if you're not subscribed already, subscribe, and leave any comments about any questions or tips or anything. All right, and you know, thanks for watching. Laters.